On the Paper Talk today, we're going to be talking about Darwin Núñez. We're going to be talking about Dumfries, the kid from Inter Milan. We're also going to be talking about Dean Henderson. And yes, you've guessed it, we're going to be talking about Frenkie De Jong, because we talk about Frenkie De Jong every single day. And hopefully one day soon, we'll be talking about him signing. Let's check it out. Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford, where it's pretty sunny actually, eh? Get the factor 50 and the barbecue out. We've got a bit of sunshine in Manchester. We'll get straight into it. A few stories doing the rounds this morning. There's one about Jurien Timber. There's another one about Darwin Núñez. And of course, there's the obligatory Frenkie De Jong one. Where would we be without Frenkie De Jong this summer, eh? We'll get straight into it anyway. First of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about N'Golo Kante. This is the one that's sort of been doing the rounds for a few weeks now. In fact, you could actually argue it's been doing the rounds for about a year. I remember last summer there was talk that maybe N'Golo Kante could be prized away from Chelsea. Didn't happen then, obviously. There are talks now, though. There's rumours, reports, stories, whatever you want to call them, that perhaps he could be available now that Chelsea are willing to listen to offers, because of the fact, he is a little bit older, injury-plagued season, isn't quite the force he was. Straight News, who were very reliable, I know Dale does his own work, he's saying that Chelsea will reportedly consider offers for N'Golo Kante this summer. United have been linked with him. Are we going to go for a player who's the wrong side of 30, especially when you look at what has happened previously with United and this idea that we are trying to do things a little bit differently? He's going to be on mega money. I don't know, but he does fit that bill, doesn't he, of that defensive midfielder we've been crying out for years. We'll have to wait and see. I'd file it under unlikely, but you never know, and it's one certainly that we'll keep an eye on, but I don't expect it to happen anyway. There was this story doing the rounds yesterday evening, so I'll bring it up now. This is about Darwin Núñez. It's Anthony Martial, because there were reports that United were trying to do some sort of swap deal where we gave Benfica money and Anthony Martial in exchange for Darwin Núñez. And the latest reports, I think, coming out of Portugal are that that's a bit of a non-starter, that Benfica don't see Anthony Martial as compatible with their with their team or their project or their whatever, their club. So that's not going to happen. He had a bit of a stinker, didn't he, at Sevilla, Anthony Martial. So it's not surprising that deal, if it was even on the table, isn't being looked at or isn't being accepted by Benfica. I think had he gone to Sevilla and done well, scored even just a few goals, just sort of remind us all what you're about, then it could have been a different story. But I think he got no La Liga goals, 1 goal in the Europa. We spoke to, remember, we had Semra Hunter on from La Liga TV, and she said his spell there was pretty disastrous. Had a bit of a, not falling out, but Lopetegui wasn't too keen on him, the way that he was performing. Sevilla went from sort of challenging from La Liga to just doing nothing really. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Anthony Martial. Some people may be suggesting that under Erik ten Hag he'll get another chance. I'd be surprised. I think the problem is, and I can't believe I'm saying this for a player who, he's not even in his peak yet, and he's scored a lot of goals in the Premier League. Like United might have a bit of an issue trying to get rid of him, because he's just had 2 pretty poor seasons. And, you have to wait and see whether anyone's going to take a bit of a punt on Anthony Martial, a player who, when he arrived there back in, 2015, I think it was, promised so much, and we have seen, glimpses of it. We saw a full season of it where he scored 23 goals. But last couple of seasons, as I said earlier, haven't been great. Another report here as well, I think this is from the Telegraph, just saying that, reiterating other reports saying that Dean Henderson is not for sale. He's not going to Newcastle. There were reports that Dean Henderson was going to Newcastle. I think the MEN ran a story saying it was 99% done. Well, 99% ain't happening, because according to the latest reports, Newcastle are not planning to sign Dean Henderson this summer. There has been no attempt made to sign him, and that is not going to change this window. I think that's come from Luke Edwards, who covers Newcastle for the Telegraph. He's quite, reliable for Newcastle stories, so I'd take his word on that on face value. Should we get into Frenkie De Jong? On the Frenkie De Jong front, it says here there's Erik ten Hag is convinced that he can lure Frenkie De Jong to United. This came from Mundo Deportivo, and they're saying that Erik ten Hag is confident, or is convinced even, that he can get that deal to happen. The other development there as well on the Frenkie De Jong front, because there's always at least 5 stories, isn't there, every morning, is that Manchester United are ready to pay £69 million for Frenkie De Jong, as Barcelona are willing to hand over the player. So they're saying there that This is from the Express, that United are willing to pay 69 million, and that looks like the fee that should be able to get the deal over the line, and Barcelona are willing to accept it. There's also another Frenkie De Jong story. Try and keep up. I know it's just, they're coming thick and fast, aren't they? And this is about a statement he made. I don't know if you're watching the other day, and I spoke about how De Jong, after I think it was the game against Belgium for Holland, had said that the Holland style of play suited him better, that he was better suited to it. And those comments, seen according to reports from Spain, haven't been well received. This comes from AS, and it says here that De Jong's statements were received with some surprise from the club. So yeah, a little bit of surprise that he'd made those statements, because it depends how you look at it, but saying that you suited better to the style of play of that Holland could be just a compliment to Holland, or it could be a bit of a dig at Barcelona. It depends how you interpret it. Some people looked at it as a bit of a hint that maybe all isn't rosy for him at Barcelona. We know it's not completely rosy. There wouldn't even be this talk of him being for sale. I think if Frenkie De Jong was not for sale, we wouldn't be in this, having all these rumours, all these reports. Barcelona would just come out and say it ain't happening. But they've not done that because they need money, and it looks like he's a saleable asset. On the sort of full-back front as well, we know we've been in for Jurien Timber. That's been doing the rounds. The sort of latest stories there is that United are still looking at him. There's not really been any developments there. I don't see a bid on the horizon anytime soon, or that can obviously change. But another sort of twist in this, if you can call it that, is a story in the Evening News saying that United are keen on Denzel Dumfries. United want a new right-back this summer. I know Timber can play at centre-back and right-back, but it says, this has come from Calcio Mercato, suggests that United are keen on signing Inter Milan defender Denzel Dumfries. They claim Bayern Munich are also interested in a 26-year-old. So looks like Bayern are in for him. We're interested as well. We'll have to see what happens there. This is the problem United have got at a minute. A lot of the players we're looking at, Darwin Núñez for example, Liverpool are in for him. The lad there, Dumfries, Bayern Munich are in for him. You can be going toe-to-toe with other clubs. A lot of these other clubs, if not all of them, can offer Champions League football. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on that front. As always, we'll keep you posted. Let's not forget, none of them other clubs are the biggest club in the world. That's Manchester United. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Make sure you're checking out all the other videos on the channel. Hit that subscribe button, right? We want to get to 700,000 subscribers, and with your support, we can do it. We appreciate all the support you're giving us, and I'm sure we can have a little bit more and get to that 700,000 subscribers mark. I've been Jay Motti. This has been the Paper Talk outside a very sunny Old Trafford. Thanks for watching.